Hi everyone, Heather Lou here, coming to talk to you about our latest standalone pattern for Closet Core Patterns, the Jenna shirt and shirt dress. And this is a pattern that has been a long time coming, that is a style I am very obsessed with, that I was very involved in the development of, and is just a pattern that is very, very close to my heart. I'm kind of obsessed with lots of things, but one of the things I'm obsessed with is like the perfect slouchy button down or button up shirt. It is a singular obsession. When I go thrift shopping, it is the number where I go right to the men's department and I'm trying to find those like beautiful vintage Ralph Lauren dress shirts. And there's just something about that feeling of an oversized shirt that just, I don't know, it feels great to wear. They can be styled a million different ways. They're so, so, so classic. It's just kind of one of those, I think, integral pieces to your wardrobe. You should always kind of have a couple of great button downs in your closet. And we were really excited to develop this pattern. So Jenna has a lot of more traditional details, shirt making, and then it has a couple fun kind of more modern ones. And what we wanted to do with this pattern was just really give you options. So the view that I'm wearing right now, I believe it's view A. And it's very much like I've been talking about, inspired by the fit of like basically taking your dad's old button-down shirt out of his closet. That's kind of the feeling that we were going for when you put it on. And so it's got a dropped shoulder, it's got this kind of loose, relaxed fit. And what I love is this really super curved, very deep split hem at the side. And if I turn to the back, you can see, especially with the stripe placement, we've got this really nice deep yoke. And unlike traditional shirts, there's no pleat here. So most button-down shirts, you know, they're adding basically extra ease in here, but because the fit of this shirt is so roomy, we didn't need that pleat, so we took it out. And then it's got this kind of like fun little loop that I think adds a nice detail and kind of breaks up the back view. The collar and stand is super traditional, and we have a really beautiful, it's like my favorite method ever for sewing a shirt collar. That gives you really, really neat, precise, clean results with like no little bits of seam allowance hanging out. It's a really classic integrated button placket. We've got a patch pocket. And then of course, we really wanted to do a long sleeve with a tower placket. And that tower placket is one of the trickier things that you're probably gonna sew, but lucky for you, we also have a clasp to accompany this pattern, which I'll talk about in a moment. So the tower placket with the cuff, super classic. And we went with a long sleeve because I just love the millions of ways you can style a button-down shirt when you have a cuff like this. So you can roll it all the way up, you can leave it open, you can button it all the way down to your wrist. We're gonna be sharing lots of styling ideas for this pattern. But the beauty of something as classic as a button-down shirt is there's a million different ways to wear it, there is a million different ways to sew it, and there's really like a million different ways to make it your own, and that is something that we are really passionate about here at Closet Core, and we are going to be exploring all of that with this pattern in the months to come with lots of content, and then with the incredible shirt making class that we have also filmed to accompany this class, this pattern. We also have a cropped shirt view. And the beautiful thing about that cropped shirt is it kind of hits at high hip, and it's the perfect thing to wear with like higher waisted bottoms where you don't want anything tucked. It's got really great proportions. And then we also have a dress view. So this really, as we were developing views for this, I think added a lot to this pattern. And it's just basically adding simple gathered panels to the top part of this dress for what I think is just like a really beautiful, easy breezy shirt dress. So with Jenna, you're gonna get those 3 views, and you're also gonna get all of the sizes for this pattern in the same package. So this is another pattern that we are using our alpha sizing convention. So we still have our 0 to 20 and 14 to 32 range, but for these kind of more casually fit patterns that are a little bit more oversized and have lots of ease, we are using an alpha sizing convention. So this pattern goes from XXS to 4X. And if you get the print pattern, all of those sizes are in the envelope, which is really fun for us. Now I want to talk to you about this class. I love shirt making. There is a very specific kind of satisfaction that comes from sewing garments like this, that comes with this. It's got a methodology, there's a precision. And when you really nail your top stitching and you get that placket sewn in just right, and when you're using the burrito method, there is just, I don't know how to explain it. At the end, it's one of those projects when you finish sewing a shirt, you're like, I can do anything. I don't know how else to describe that feeling. And so if you regardless of your sewing level, if you haven't made a lot of shirts, if you've never made a shirt, if you've made some but want some to kind of up your skills, I really, really recommend you consider getting Jenna with our Learn to Sew Shirts workshop. We worked really hard on the curriculum for this class to really kind of demystify this process. And I sew literally every single detail that you see on these mannequins from start to finish on camera, and I'm sharing all of the tips and tricks that we have as a professional kind of sewing pattern company to make the most beautiful shirts. Like when you're done, the shirt that you end up making is gonna look like it came out of a high-end tailor store. And so that was kind of our goal, was that we gave you the techniques and the confidence to be able to get those kinds of results while also having a lot of fun, because it is a really fun project to sew. If you're interested in that class, you can of course enroll with Jenna, or you want Callie, or maybe you even want both, that's also an option. We also show you how to sew the Callie shirt, which is a kind of different take on a shirt pattern, but has a lot of, between the two patterns basically, has every shirt detail you would ever want to learn or learn how to sew. And so it's really just a great shirt making class in general. So even if you don't like these patterns, you have another shirt pattern that you want to make, it really covers every technique you know to just make shirts, and we do it together. It's a lot of fun. It's very supportive, and of course whenever you take a class with us, you get lots of additional support. So somebody on our team is going to be there to answer your questions, get you help with fitting if you need it, and of course they also come accompanied with a forum for your fellow students, so you guys can share each other's makes, get to know each other, and ask questions if you need it. We can all learn from each other. The sewing curriculum we develop at Closet Core is really kind of integral to who we are as a company. We want to push your sewing practice forward. We want you to become more confident that you can make anything. We want you to look in your closet and know that every single thing there you could make if you wanted to. Expanding your sewing education, helping evolve and push your sewing practice, and helping you to think about your wardrobe as a thing that you can build with creativity and confidence. And I really think all of those things are gonna really come together in our shirt making workshop. So that's also an option. And of course, we cannot talk about making shirts if we don't talk about the fabrics that we use to make them. So the beautiful thing about Jenna is because it's such a classic shirt, it basically works for all of your classic shirtings. Chambrays, Oxfords, poplins, all of those kind of fine, really soft European style shirtings all work really, really beautifully with this pattern. And if you want that kind of more crisp and structured shirt, those are the fabrics that I would recommend. Of course, you can also make Jenna with more drapey fabrics like we did with our dress version here. So this is a kind of crepe viscose, so you can go that drapey when you're making Jenna if that suits your fancy. So it really works for a wide variety of fabrics. And if you're looking for help, or you are looking to recreate maybe some of the samples that we sewed when we were making Jenna, Core Fabrics, of course, like all of our pattern releases, has created exclusive fabric kits to make your very own. And so some of the fabrics I'm excited about there are our cotton Oxford, which is my favorite Oxford shirting. It's that kind of classic Ralph Lauren kind of nubby, soft shirting that gets really broken in and beautiful over the years, and we've got those kits available in quite a few colors. We also imported a really, really beautiful luxury cotton shirting from Europe that we've got in a couple of different stripe motifs, a range of price points, and those kits also include everything that you need, so the threads, the buttons, and even the interfacings that we're recommending for this pattern. So if you kind of want to get everything in one stop, you can absolutely do that for those kits. You can also just shop the collection, like for every pattern at Closet Core. We have a collection on the Core Fabric shop that we call Perfect Match, and those are very curated collections to help you identify what fabrics are going to work for that pattern, so it kind of takes the guesswork out of what fabric works. We're going to help you figure that out right from the jump. So you can get those kits over at Core Fabrics. So that's it, I think, for Jenna today. Like I said, this is truly one of my favorite patterns. We've been working on it for over a year. It's been on my wish list for the last couple of years. I'm very excited not to have to go buy thrifted men's shirts anymore, because I have a whole wardrobe of these now, and I think you're gonna feel the same way if you find yourself wearing them every day. You're going to be in good company. So patterns available for release now, as is our shirt making workshop, and of course those fabric kits at Core Fabrics. As always, we cannot wait to see what you make. Thanks so much.